So, you think you've got what it takes to figure out our little historical murder mystery? Well, time will tell. So let's get started. Chapter 1. The Invitation. The invitation was gilded, wax-sealed, and scented with lavender. To the bearer of this letter, you are cordially invited to the most unique of gatherings, a living history soirée, hosted by Madame Lucille Lefebvre. Come dressed as your favorite revolutionary. One of you will change history. Signed, LL. None of the guests knew what that final line meant. At least, not yet. Chapter 2. A house like Versailles. Madame Lefebvre's mansion was less a house than a shrine to excess. Velvet curtains draped from 20-foot ceilings. Paintings, some original, some questionably forged, watched from gilded frames. Gas lamps flickered like ghosts. Marble busts of monarchs lined the hall, including Louis XIV and Marie Antoinette scowling behind crystal glass. As guests arrived, they were handed masks, wine, and cryptic compliments by a butler who might have been an actor. Elena Petrova arrived dressed as Joan of Arc, with braided hair and steel-tipped boots. She spoke in soft, Russian-accented English and clutched a notebook of poems. Thomas Blackstone, the British archaeologist, had donned the red waistcoat and black cravat of an American founding father, Thomas Paine. More ideas than teeth, he quipped. Giovanni Bellini, rotund and grinning, came as Garibaldi, though his sabre kept getting caught on furniture. Professor Amelia Wright arrived in full suffragette regalia as Emmeline Pankhurst. She walked with a cane, not from infirmity, but authority. At last, the final guest arrived. Citizen. Tall, silent, and cloaked in black. Leather boots, pale complexion. They wore the uniform of a French revolutionary, complete with a cockade pinned to their tricorn hat. Their only message, a note handed to Madame. Liberty, equality, justice. Madame Lefebvre paled when she read it, but recovered with a smile. Chapter 3. Ghosts of Kings. The evening passed in increasingly strange fashion. Madame led her guests through a candlelit gallery where she recited bloody tales of revolution, the Bastille, the execution of Tsar Nicholas, the Haitian slave revolt. Her eyes sparkled as she spoke of death with scholarly ecstasy. She saved the best for last. In the center of her study, locked in a glass dome, was a golden locket on a velvet cushion. The hair of Louis XIV, she whispered, cut minutes before his head fell into a basket, the true end of divine right. The guests gasped. Even Citizen leaned in. I paid half a fortune, she added. History bleeds, my dears, but it is worth the stain. Chapter 4. A short drop and a sharp stop. At 10:03, the lights flickered. At 10:04, the harpsichord stopped playing. And then at 10:05, a loud scream shattered the silence. Madame Lefebvre's body was found in her study, slumped across her Louis XIV sofa. The cheese guillotine from the dinner table was embedded deep in her chest, severing her pearl necklace. Blood and pearls pooled together in grotesque elegance. Citizen was gone. The glass dome holding the locket was shattered. Chapter 5. The Locked Room. Inspector Henri Delacroix, who had been attending incognito as Napoleon Bonaparte, sealed the estate. No one leaves. One of you brought the revolution with them. Delacroix questioned the guests, one by one. Amelia Wright. She was obsessed with bloodlines. She said she had traced Marie Antoinette's descendants to modern Paris. It was the theme of my book. I think she stole my research. Thomas Blackstone. She bragged about owning Napoleon's chamber pot. I wouldn't be surprised if she faked the hair. She loved symbols more than facts. Giovanni Bellini. She offered me 1,000 francs to bake a cake shaped like a guillotine. I refused. Too grotesque. But she did say something odd. Some men die once, some men die twice, some never stop dying. Elena Petrova. She asked me to write a poem for her. I said no. She laughed and said, "You Russians never forget your czars, do you?" Then she showed me the locket. Chapter 6. The clues deepen. Clue number 1, the smeared word. Next to the body on the wood floor in black ink were the letters FRA. Was she writing France? Fraternity? Fratricide? Clue number 2, the fireplace page. A scorched page in the fireplace read, "He looks like him, exactly like the paintings, as if he walked out of history." Clue number 3, the mask in the mirror. In a locked powder room, the butler discovered a discarded porcelain death mask, bearing the face of a famous revolutionary. On the mirror, written in red lipstick, "Some revolutions never end." Clue number 4, the book plate. Tucked under Madame's chaise was a rare book, Virtue and Terror. Inside, scrawled in pencil, "She mocked the rain, now she joins it." Chapter 7. The final question. Delacroix walked alone through the gallery. The portraits of dead monarchs watched him silently. He paused beneath a bust of an infamous character from history, looked into its eyes and whispered, "I know who you are." So there you go, that's it. The stage is set and the clues have been shared. It's now your turn. There are just 3 questions to answer. Who was the murderer? Who were they posing as? And finally, in a single word, what was their motive? Take your time. When you're ready, follow the link in the description and test your answers. Then we'll reveal whether justice has been served or whether history has repeated itself.